Hi, I'm Gary Kelly and I'm Leica Geosystems Manager for Scotland. If you haven't heard of Leica Geosystems before, we are a measurement solutions manufacturer with a strong focus in construction and engineering. I've been at Leica now for 12 years, and before that, I worked as a surveyor in the offshore oil and gas sector. On a day-to-day basis, I provide consultancy, support, training, and wider industry insight to those who want to stay ahead of their competition. Throughout this time, we've helped numerous businesses transition to digital workflows. My main motivation for involvement in this project is my frustration of seeing our customers and colleagues losing money through inefficient working practices or falling victim to some common misconceptions. This can be anything from I require a high level of investment, this idea of Big Brother watching over me, but it might be something simple like just a lack of IT skill or a lack of IT infrastructure. You might think you require to have high levels of investment or training and retraining. The list goes on, but it isn't true. You can start a digital transformation process with relatively modest levels of investment, and in fact, many people already have. So let's talk about a journey start with, say, for example, an electronic distance measurement, i.e. a disto, paired to a mobile phone, for example, and compare this against a measuring tape. With the electronic methodology, there's no reading errors. I can email the data directly to people before I leave site. So we now have this instant digital record that we can send directly from the phone to the office. It can be picked up by somebody for project estimation, for example. But it might be that we want to also include images or photographs, so we can use a device like the BLK 3D Imager. This allows me to take measurements from a photograph, generate reports in the field, or I could take the information back into the office and generate a three-dimensional CAD deliverable, again take measurements and deliver the reports, whatever suits my business. A recent client discussion focused on the following statement. We are converting design information into CSV and 2D data to transfer this information to our setting out equipment. This occurs on many projects for a number of different reasons, but it means that the setting out and the conversion of this setting out information can be error prone, it can be time consuming, and this can result in delays and a lack of potential efficiency. Now, what this proves to me is that most businesses already use digital data. It's used to design projects in CAD. It's used to budget for projects, say, for example, in Excel. But this digital information never passes to other people who can benefit from using it. Now, this customer has identified that although they were using some digital processes, they weren't linked together to provide an efficient project delivery. And this is where we come in to help. We can help guide on how's the best way to move data directly from the office to the site. We can help give information on what's the correct questions to ask of the people that you work with and your contractors and clients on getting the right digital data for your projects. And also, obviously, we can help if you want to have a discussion on what equipment is available to make these processes easy and efficient for your business. So as this example proves, many people already have a number of tools ready to start a digital journey, but we're just not getting the maximum utilization out of them or don't understand that by sharing this data, we can help others deliver the project. We already have numbers of spreadsheets or CAD drawings, and I know that they are sitting in the office, but these digital copies, instead of staying in the office, if we share them with the site engineers, instead of giving them paper copies, it can save hours of time on site. And this is a big, big frustration of mine. It costs days of man hours over the course of projects, not to mention it reduces mistakes and can cut down significantly on rework. And yes, you can go to high levels of investment in digital solutions and automation over time, but this should be done when it suits you and it suits your business. In time, say for example, you've made a significant investment in heavy plant. Now a little bit more investment in something like machine control stops that expensive plant sitting idle, waiting on the placement of woodwork, profile boards, battery rails, etc. And a machine now has the flexibility to move anywhere on site with a digital model. And because those visual markers aren't required, this can be sent remotely via a mobile device if it's not already with the machine operator. And this brings full flexibility to the project. Digital data. So one thing that I've learned is that when properly costed, digital tools deliver a high return on their investment. But unfortunately, this is often seen as an outlay and not a saving. And the reason for this is that we don't properly calculate the cost of our inefficiencies by our existing non-digital workflows. Those site delays, the remedial works, the return visits to site, fuel costs, not to mention all the paper that we're sending to the site engineers. At Leica, we have many different pieces of equipment and tools to help with this process. I personally have many examples, but I wanted to give a brief overview of my frustrations, and hopefully they come through, but also my experience, and dispel some of the fears and the misconceptions regarding the adoption of digital solutions. And finally, something else to bear in mind is that due to the current situation we find ourselves in, how are you watching this video? Digital solutions have enabled social distancing and remote working over the past 6 months or so. We've already had to go digital in our day-to-day office workflow, our office business. But why are we not applying it to our construction projects? So finally, just want to say thank you for watching. And should you wish to discuss anything that I've covered here or your own digital journey with me or the team at Leica, then my contact details should be found just over here. Thank you very much.